And how is it going, everyone? Welcome to Bob Was Hungry. Well, Bob might be hungry, but I gotta say that I'm still a little bit sleepy. Because, I just woke up like half an hour ago. So if my voice sounds tired, it's because of that, probably. But it's okay, right? It could be worse. Um, right? Hopefully. Today was one of those days that I got woken up by people doing some construction shit. And obviously when people do that, clearly if you do it in a time of the day where people are sleeping, you're gonna wake people up. Sadly, I was one of those that got woken up, so pretty salty. But the thing is, that's why I sleep right before the stream, because if I didn't do that, I will be even more sleepy now. You understand? Like, sleeping is absolutely necessary. I don't wanna be even more tired. But it's okay. I mean, that's what you get for living in a big city. Big cities and silence are two polar opposites. Won't get any silence, even when there is supposed to be silence. But it's okay. I don't particularly mind too much as long as I have the opportunity to sleep in the afternoon. Because at the end of the days, those hours of sleep that you lost, you can just recover them. You just need to sleep more. That's it. It's a cool thing. Sleeping, that is. Sleeping is pretty sweet, especially because these days are not as hot as the previous ones. In fact, I am having the camera being cropped out like that, only showing my head, but I'm not really shirtless. I mean, I actually am wearing a shirt. So, it's a really nice weather. It's that kind of weather that is so nice that, you don't even think about it unless you're actively thinking of it. But like, you don't think about it in like the middle of nowhere, right? Because when it's too hot, regardless of what you might be thinking, the fact that it's hot is always on your mind. Until, well, you either go to a colder place or I don't know. Or it stops being hot, right? But yeah. I like when the weather is, you have a specific temperature that doesn't make you think about it. So basically, not too hot or not too cold. Usually, I don't know how many degrees it's doing here, but I'm assuming it has to be around 20. 20 is like the perfect temperature. If we could force 20 degrees all over the residential areas in the world, damn, that would be so sweet. 20 degrees all year, no matter where you go. Obviously there are some areas that should be exempt from that, which are, you know, the areas that are not in the middle of the city, obviously. But, you know, when it comes to a city, if there was a way to force artificial 20 degrees, I will do it. All day, every day. That would be sweet. Imagine not thinking about the weather. I mean, if heaven is real, that's how it probably is. Don't worry about how hot or cold it is. You just worry about living. That's great. I think there are some people that prefer, you know, something like 24 degrees more than 20. I think 20 is fine. I think 20 is the perfect temperature. I don't think there is anything more perfect than 20. Point is, oh, and obviously when I say 20 degrees, I also mean that it has to be not too sunny and not too, well, rain cannot exist, right? That's another thing. In a place with perfect weather, I mean, rain is just not allowed to exist. Fuck rain. Rain is just one of those things that, damn, when you're in a city, it's so annoying to deal with. Unless obviously you're chilling in the comfort of your house. Obviously watching the rain from the inside of your house is probably something pretty nice. If you actually have to go outside when it's raining, damn. Rain brings cold, yeah, but see, the problem is that you joined more than halfway through the speech and you didn't hear the previous thing that I said. I said that, damn, just when you came I actually beat this level, good shit. Anyways, how is it going, Colo? Anyways, another thing that I was about to say is, no, that I already said, but that you weren't here to listen, is that the perfect weather temperature will be 20 degrees. If you have a place with 20 degrees, like the fact that you don't have to worry about the temperature, that's amazing. Just 20 degrees, nothing more than that. Nothing more, nothing less. Like 20, just pure 20. Man, that would be great. But you know, obviously I'm talking about only places where people will be. The colder the better. Yeah, maybe you can go live at a glacier, because what I said is, this is something that I would like only on cities, obviously, because if you put this in a glacier or if you put this in an African savanna or something like that, obviously, you know, the conditions there are gonna be catastrophic for the rest of the planet, like no shit. But, you know, when it comes to cities that only people live in and nothing else, that requires a specific temperature that is not 20, then it should be 20. HB London? I don't know what weather there is in London. I mean, London is pretty rainy, I don't like that. Well, not rainy, I think it's cloudy, but if it's cloudy then it means it's rainy. so I guess it is rainy. So yeah, I don't like that. I don't like rain. As I say, to me the... How about you mean? And it's a cold city? Well, I mean... As I told you before, if you want a cold place, you can just go to a glacier and you can live with the Eskimos, and you know, you can kiss each other noses. Glaciers are not cities. Well, be the change you wanna see. Also, how is it going, Draenor? But you know, yeah. By the way, something that I already mentioned before, but I feel like I should mention again. You bought the wheel. Which wheel? The Sheet 29? You buy the Sheet 29? The absolute madman just bought... Damn, the Sheet 29! Unbelievable. He actually did it. He actually was like, you know what? I'm gonna race. I don't care if it costs more than a PlayStation 5. I'm gonna fucking race, and nobody's gonna stop me. I like that. Good shit. Is that a bait? No, though I don't know what bait I will put with wheel. Next Max Verstappen coming through? Huh. Well, there is actually, you say people steer, but there is actually a pretty good emote, I think, in BTTV that is called Monka Steer. That emote is so good. It's basically like the Monka's face with a wheel trying to recover the, you know, trying to not crash. That's so good. Yeah, that one. That Monka Steer is priceless. But yeah, basically good shit on your racing wheel. Obviously, I think Sheet 29, when you buy that racing wheel, it comes with pedals and a gearbox, right? Like a shifter. It was on a massive discount. Nice. I really would love to buy it, but it's not just about money, but about the place, right? Like, you need to have a good desktop for it. Unfortunately, my desktop is pretty shitty, so you know. The shifter is optional, didn't get it yet. Yeah, that's fine. You're probably not even gonna use it in the first place. Like, basically, I'm gonna tell you, well, it is not really a secret, but, you know, I mean, it becomes obvious eventually. But shifters are absolutely useless. Not because of automatic transmission. No, I was not about to say that, but because in the wheel you have two. I don't know how they are called in English. I guess you can call them shifter, but you can press them in the sides, and by doing that, you don't have to take your hands off the wheel. You can just do this and start shifting without ever putting your hands out of the wheel. Also, how is it going, Yami? I mean, come on, bro. A shifter, it has no reason to exist anymore. There is absolutely no reason to use a shifter unless you're a hardcore, you know. You're either a hardcore, you know, old school fan, or you like shoving the shifter up your ass. Which, knowing Yami, I wouldn't be sure about which one it is. I don't even know how much I like racing sims in the first place. Racing simulators, the thing about racing simulators is that since they are simulators, the idea is that they simulate as much as they can how real driving is. The thing is, real driving is hard in the sense that you need to practice. If you don't practice real driving, you're not gonna be able to do shit. Now, there is a difference between real driving and real racing driving. Because when you're driving on the street, you don't need to worry that much about going fast. You have to worry about not crashing against anything. But when it comes to racing, you actually need to be fast. And driving fast is really hard because it's something that not only requires a specific amount of, muscle memory, but it also requires you to memorize the tracks that you're racing on. If you don't memorize the tracks that you race on, you won't be fast on it. So what I'm trying to say is that it requires a shit ton of time if you want to get good at racing simulators. Obviously, knowing you and the fact that you are willing to put a lot of times in fun games of I Wanna Be the Guy, I'm pretty sure that if you actually like racing in a simulator, you will have no problem putting the time into it. I'm just warning you that you really have to put a lot of time. Like, a lot of time. But it obviously pays off when you find out that, damn, I can actually win a race against other people. Right? When you find out about that, damn, you're gonna feel good. And eventually, depending on which simulator you get, you might even race against actual pros. And when I say actual pros, I don't mean simulator pros. I mean pros that run in real life. Like, as you mentioned, Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen actually runs in iRacing. Like, he actually drives in iRacing just like that because, he feels like it. And there are other pros that are there as well. I'm pretty sure that Lando Norris plays in racing simulators. I don't remember others, but I don't remember the names of others, but I do know that there are NASCAR pros that also race NASCAR and stuff like that, so it's pretty cool. Are you shitting me? I run Nordschleife in my dreams, bro. Nordschleife, well, it's good to be that ambitious, but I gotta tell you, bro, you gotta start smaller than that. You have to go first for, circuits like, well, I don't know, what's a circuit that is good for beginners? Maybe Twin Ring Motegi? Is that a good circuit for beginners? Because the first one I thought about was Laguna Seca, but that's not a good circuit for beginners as far as I know, right? I don't think that's a good circuit. But Nordschleife is basically probably one of the highest circuits that you can aspire to. Because even when you compare it to other circuits that are similar in length, like for example Le Mans doesn't have the amount of bullshit that Nordschleife has. In fact, a big portion of Le Mans is one big ass straight, and I think a couple of chicanes in the middle of it. So if I recall correctly, Max Verstappen plays iRacing. Yeah, he does. He indeed does. But yeah, it's a matter of practice. It's just a matter of putting a lot of time. But as I said before, the hardest part, it's already done for you, which is getting the racing wheel. I mean, that's really, really the hardest part. The rest, it's hard, but it depends on motivation alone. If you are motivated enough to practice a lot, then you can do it. But yeah, good shit. You know, probably not now, because in probably about a month or so I'm gonna go on vacation, right? But at some other time I want to buy a new desktop and I want to buy a racing wheel. Though they are really expensive here, but you know, it's okay. Everything is expensive here after all. What's the difference, right? But yeah, I really look forward to you being in a resistance in real life. And can you imagine Draenor being in a resistant race in real life? 24 hours of Nordschleife? Damn. Well, actually, usually, I'm pretty sure when they race the 24 hours, they don't go for the Nordschleife variant, they actually go for the Nürburgring 24, which is a little bit longer even than Nordschleife. So yeah, I done some long races in Forza Horizon. Well, at least you have the whole, you know, mentality about being in one single race for a long time. But now you will need the physical resistance to be able to withstand such a race. Like, believe it or not, racing is a really big physical exercise. Obviously in real life more than in a simulator, but it's still, regardless, very big because of the amount of strength that you have to operate with your arms. Like, especially, well, obviously when you buy a wheel that has force feedback, at some point you will, you know, you will need to use a lot of your strength just so your car doesn't lose control. Oh, and also something important about force feedback, and it's something that I don't know if it's repeated enough, and I feel that it should be repeated enough. In a racing simulator, if you have an accident, you let your hands off the wheel. Because if you still have your hands on the wheel and you have a, you know, semi-strong force feedback, it's gonna hurt a lot. So as soon as you see an accident coming, you take your hands off the wheel. Obviously, when I say an accident, I mean like when you know that you're gonna hit the wall. Like, if you just lose control of your car, obviously don't take your hands off the wheel, because otherwise you're actually gonna lose the entirety of the control on something that you could have probably recovered, right? But I'm talking about accidents that are guaranteed to not be something that you can recover from. Well, get your hands off the wheel. If you don't get your hands off the wheel, it's gonna hurt. I mean, I don't know how true one of the things that people say is, but I think that the engine that a racing wheel has, a simulator racing wheel has, seems that it's similar, I don't know if in a structure or if in power, to the engine that washing machine has, right? So you wouldn't want to put your hands inside of a washing machine, at least not when it's operating. So You also wouldn't want to put your hands in a racing wheel when it's going full force. You don't want to get your hands ripped off. Obviously, I guess that can more or less be solved by just using a, you know, maybe a lower force feedback. You know, I mean, you don't need to use the strongest force feedback that the wheel supports. You can be a little bit, you know, you can use a little bit less strength and it's still gonna be fine. But obviously those kind of things come down to preference. I do remember going to like my first encounter with force feedback was in the house of a friend that had a racing wheel, and I played, I think, Project Cars, which it might not be the best example of a racing simulator, but it still worked good enough, at least, right? And I gotta tell you that at first I thought that the force feedback was just the car, like, I don't know, it was like an assist, like it was the car trying to drive itself. And I was like, alright, if that's the case, maybe whenever the wheel starts doing some force against me, I should let it go, right? Well, no, you're obviously not supposed to do that. You're supposed to control it, because that's supposed to simulate the amount of resistance that an actual racing wheel in real life will do. So yeah, basically it took me a while to understand that I was supposed to control that, not let it control me. You know? And that was pretty fun. Ever since then, I wanted to have a racing wheel. And that was some time ago. That was like, what, 3 years ago? Maybe even more. Yeah, no, it was way more than 3 years, probably. So yeah. It was definitely a long time ago. But I remember it. I remember the feeling of using force feedback. It was nice. It was very, very nice. But obviously it was as hard as it was nice, right? So, you know, it was one of those things. I remember it was a Porsche racing wheel. I don't remember exactly what model it was, but it looked cool. It was pretty thick as well. Like it had some, you know, some pretty thick shape, basically. Wow, I already died 100 times here. Honestly, I feel like this level is really, really hard. To the point where I think that I'm not even gonna bother with the condiment. The condiment, I think it can go with a dick. The problem is that it's not like the rest is any easier. Like, even if I ignore the condiment, I can't ignore what comes afterwards. God damn it. This level is brutal. I think that the worst part about this is trying to switch platforms. If it wasn't so hard to switch platforms, this level wouldn't be as hard as it is. But yeah. I really don't know what the best way of of jumping through to the next platform even is. I think from behind has to be the best way, but I don't know. So if I do it on the front, you kinda lose control of your shit. But you know, still a gigantic pain in the butt. That reminds me about the racing wheel, that I need to try the initial D arcade game and see if it works. I really don't think it's gonna work. Well, I mean, even if it works, I mean, if you're still there, Drano, didn't you say that it was hard to use, I mean, to play? Because it was really hard to move, since you had, like, with the first one and went to the second one. The first one is complete bullshit. I don't know. Maybe you need more arcade games experience, more arcade racer experience, I mean. Because, you know, in my childhood, I used to play a game called Ridge Racer. That game had a lot of bullshit races in it. You know, it's all a matter of out bullshitting them. In fact, basically, there were two Ridge Racer games where the only way of winning is by blocking your opponent. And when I say blocking, means trying to, you know, when they are about to overtake you, you block their path. Which, by the way, is something that is really bad to do it in real life. It's extremely disrespectful to do that in real life. It's really, really bad. But, you know, here we are talking about arcade game. Who cares about fucking manners in an arcade game, right? Especially against a fucking CPU. So, you know, obviously that's not a problem. I remember that strategy from initially. Yeah, you might remember that when someone, like, there is an episode when someone tries to block Takumi and Takumi gets pissed. He's like, what the hell, dude, what are you doing? And it's not like he got pissed because he's a bitch. He got pissed because, as I say, blocking is really bad manners in an actual race. At least it's bad manners when it's not the last lap. I mean, if it's the last lap, I think that a lot of people think that in last lap everything goes. Yeah, it's kind of like that. But if you're not in the last lap, you're basically wasting everyone's time. You're wasting your time and you're wasting the guy obviously behind you. That's because, believe it or not, a lot of times it's a lot faster to let yourself be overtaken by someone than blocking. Because there is something called slipstream. Slipstream allows you to go faster. The only way to get slipstream is by being behind a car. So if the only thing you do is blocking who is behind you and you have more cars that are in front of you, then you're just wasting time. Even if there are no cars in front of you and there are only cars behind you, you're still wasting time. Because maybe the cars behind you have a slipstream. What are you gonna do there? The Shingo battle was dope too, wasn't blocking but still same deal. Well, Shingo is a fucking asshole though. Shingo is basically the example of something that, I mean, it's not only bad manners, but it's something that is illegal in most races. Like taking out a racer intentionally like that is obviously not just illegal, but also incredibly, yeah. You don't do that. But yeah, it's, you know, Shingo. If it wasn't like that, it wouldn't be Shingo. But yeah. I mean, but yeah, you know, the fact is that basically, you know, when you race, there is a lot of things that you don't know when you first start. You will start learning slowly but surely. It's gonna take some time. I think what takes the most amount of time is realizing that a lot of times it's way better to let yourself be overtaken by someone that is clearly faster than you. And another really important thing is understanding that just because you can overtake someone doesn't mean that the best idea is to actually do that. Sometimes it's a better idea to wait for an appropriate moment, because that's something that is also not really obvious. Overtaking, unless you do it in a straight, which is something that can happen, but you know, for the most part, it requires quite a long straight. Overtaking usually makes you lose time, makes you waste time. So when you overtake, you have to make sure that if you don't overtake, you will waste more time. So basically, when you see that someone is clearly slower than you, it's best to overtake them when you find the opportunity, because obviously if you stay behind them, you're only gonna waste more time. But at the same time, as I said, you have to find the proper timing to overtake. You can't just, you know, you see a corner and you're like, damn, I'm fucking taking this guy off the track. Like, you can do the you know, the good old Gran Turismo strategy of using the cars as your way to, you know, to go through a corner. You have to understand that you need to do it in the proper time. Damn it, I can't believe I died there. Engage in some PvP mid-race. Yeah. But you know, this racing, as I say before, is really hard, and all these things that I'm thinking about are things that even if you know about them, a lot of times, because the decision making has to be so fast, a lot of times you're gonna be like, damn, I didn't want to do that, but you do it because you didn't have enough reactions, or just you weren't skilled enough to prevent it. I look forward to giving it a shot. Yeah, it can be pretty fun, but you know, it can also be pretty frustrating, especially because you will see people doing the opposite of what I'm saying. You will see people basically trying to attack you at every corner. You're gonna see people trying to block you when they have no business blocking you. You're gonna see people just taking you off the track for no reason. And a lot of these things might make you do the same thing yourself. Like, you're like, okay, if everyone is doing it, I'm gonna do it too. But that's really not the way you should see it. But you know, it's pretty hard to not see it that way. Especially because there are so many things in racing that are more about mannerisms than there are about, you know, just being faster, right? So a lot of people are like, alright, if I can take advantage in this situation, even if it means potentially ending the race for the person that I'm about to overtake, so be it, right? Like, for example, there is a lot of people that when they are about to overtake, if you don't step aside, they are gonna step you aside. Like when a corner is about to come, if you don't let them pass, they are gonna fuck you up. Like they are gonna take you out of the race. And in some circumstances, that's perfectly legal to do. But it's not about what's legal or not, it's about not being a fucking asshole, you know? Because yeah, believe it or not, there are some hits, like you can hit another car legally, depending on how you do it. You can take someone out of the race legally, but, you know, it's something that if you can avoid it, you should avoid it, because you wouldn't want someone to do it to yourself, right? So yeah, basically, you have to be clean. You have to be clean and respectful, kind of like the opposite of fighting games, you know? Basically, in fighting games, it doesn't matter how much of a piece of shit the strategy that you're using is. Anything goes as long as you win. But yeah, in racing, well, in races in general, it shouldn't be that way. Maybe that's why fighting games are so unpopular after all. When shitting on your opponent so gratuitously is something that not only it's allowed but encouraged, because of course it's a fucking fighting and we're not here to throw roses at each other. Well, I mean, unless you are Dudley in Third Strike, he literally throws roses as an attack, but other than that, we are not here to do a kissing competition. We're here to fuck each other up. So obviously everything goes. And if you're clearly worse than your opponent, you're gonna get shit on. Like, that's the way it is. You're gonna get shit on, and you either like it or you're out of here. But yeah, that's fighting games. Where is the condiment? Oh, there is the condiment. So I need to come back. Oh, fuck me, dude. Need to come back from this. Well, that doesn't seem that bad, but this seems bad. Never mind, that doesn't seem that bad. Oh, the problem is going back. The problem is actually going back. Able to go back, but now I have to be able to not fuck it up. Okay, I need to repeat what I just did. Can I do it? Yes for that part, but what about this one? Yeah, yes for this one. Is this sham normal? Yeah, damn. Only 4 deaths? Man, it was a lot easier than I expected. Alright, I like it when that happens. Compare that to the 130 deaths that I had in the other level. That's kind of funny. Well, more sad than funny, but you know, still mildly funny. Jesus. Damn, that's a really hard section, okay. I don't know why I didn't get hit by that, but you know, it's pretty nice. Okay. Keep it cool. Just keep it cool. Nice. What about now? Okay, you stay there and then free falling. Yeah, free falling. Wait, and now what? Oh, okay, I can go to the other side. Wait, the condiment is there? What was the point of that section with the 4 spikes? Damn, is that it is. Okay. I didn't mean to press next level, I wanted to retry it. Wait, let me retry that last one. Because I definitely feel that I can do that last one with the condiment. Oh, you know, I'm just gonna try a little bit. Not that much. Well, what was the name? Hardles. Hardles. Let's see. Let's try that again. Okay, so the condiment was all the way to the right. Jesus, okay. I got it on the first try, but now the problem is to beat the rest on the first try. Can you do it? I mean... Well... Damn, literal first try. Literally the first try. Just like that. Unbelievable, dude. First try for real. See, that's what I don't understand. How there are some levels that take me more than 100 attempts to get, and then you can just do something like that. Oh shit. These things go through the rocks. Nice. And they stop there. They stop pretty low. Not only that, but I'm pretty sure... Oh, I can actually... Okay, no. They were properly synchronized. Damn it, why did you bounce off of that? Oh. Damn it. Wait. No! Damn it. That was pretty close. Now the problem is... Where am I supposed to go? So a better question is, where is the condiment? I don't see any condiment anywhere. But an even better... Okay, I'm assuming the condiment is here, right? Of course. Nice! Damn, on the third try, well, the fourth try. Really, I just can't believe it, dude. Like, I really can't believe how some of these levels are so much easier than previous levels. That's what's called poor game balance. It happens in a lot of games, unfortunately, you know. I mean, it's the way it is. It's really hard to beta test a game, especially when it comes to assigning difficulties. Well, that is assuming that this game had beta testing. Is there any company that does beta testing anymore? When was the last time that you see beta tester in the credits? I guess a better question will be, when was the last time that you watch credits? You know. Beta testers. Well, the problem about crediting beta testers is that in order to do that, you will have to credit your entire user base. That doesn't seem like it will be too optimal to do. Uh-oh. Damn it. I think one of these days I should do that. I should play one of these games that are made by a semi-large company and see just how much they actually use beta testers or not. Like, I want to find in the credits that word. Will I find it? Well, now that I think about it, they usually do put someone under testing. It's just that for the most part, what they mean by testing is, you know, it's not what should be the standard for testing, probably. But it's okay. Damn it. Should have jump. Was too much of a coward to do the jump. Damn it. Switch. Okay. Can I? Damn it, I need to do a slightly bigger jump than that. Also, this is definitely one of those levels where getting the condiment is gonna be an extreme pain in the ass. So it might be best to ignore it. Though I don't really know how these buttons work. Do I have to activate all of them? I mean, I'm assuming that's the case, right? It would be weird if it was any other way. It would be nice if it was a specific button, and then every other button is there just to confuse you. But something tells me that that's not the case. Damn it. Probably the ones that I have to touch first are the two top ones, because it seems like the other four are not that hard to hit. Yeah, this one seems clearly like the hardest ones to hit. The worst part is gonna be finding the perfect timing between getting the platform up there and also being able to not get hit by the saw. So basically not there. I don't think there are many other instances where I can do that jump. Really have to look a little bit closer at the synchronization there. Okay. Especially there. Damn it! If I jump while the platform is going up, you get all of the momentum of the platform moving up. Curse you! That's a lot of bullshit. Okay, seems like the best timing is when the platform is going down. When the platform is going down, since you don't have any momentum that is gonna push you upwards and it's gonna potentially make you die, you know, it seems to be the best way to do it. Problem is that as soon as you touch the button, you have to bounce out of it. If you don't, it ain't gonna work. Also, something that I'm thinking is that maybe going back to get the condiment might not be that bad, considering that these obstacles are not that big of a deal. The worst one is gonna be... Wait, this one is also not a big deal, because I can just fall down. Okay, never mind. Actually, getting the condiment might be a lot easier than I thought. Okay. Let's just keep it cool. It's not... Wow. Nice. So every switch is flipped, so I'm gonna try to go back. Honestly, I think the biggest danger is not fucking it up here. And that shouldn't be hard to do, but you never know. So I have the condiment. Now I gotta... That was close. I gotta go back. And now the only problem is going through this again. That was almost too close. And here, I shouldn't even worry about anything other than that. There we go. More than 1 minute though, but I mean, that's to be expected. Also, why am I getting all... Is there a difference on getting red food or a green food? Are green food good? Or how does it work? Grag's man? And this is not the last level? What? So I'm getting shebated there. Because you can go there. And it really reminds me of a Crash Bandicoot level where you see the exit at the beginning but you cannot access it. Okay. I really hate those quote-unquote claustrophobic sections that just have a lot of spike one after the other. Because I feel like this is a game that is mostly... I mean, the way the physics work, I feel like this is a perfect game to do wide movement like this. But when it comes to doing precision platforming, the way the physics work make doing precision platforming like this an absolute pain in the ass. Which is probably what they were going for. I mean, it's hard because of how much of a pain in the ass it is. But... Wait, does this open the... So basically, if you want to get the condiment, you have to do that section 3 times in a row. Yeah, that's very brutal. Well, before doing that, I should probably see how the rest of the level looks like. Because, you know... Even if I get the condiment, it's a little bit useless if I cannot get to the end. Oh shit. I think all you're supposed to do is to bounce there. But the timing is probably gonna be very strict. Well, probably. It is gonna be pretty strict. Wonder if I can do anything on the right wall, or if you can only do it on the left wall. Damn it. Stop getting hit by those tiny spikes. Also, what is Bob made out of? I really wonder. Because he kinda looks like a nut. Well, that's something that Yami said. He looks like the nut in Plant vs. Zombies. But is he really supposed to be a nut? Or is he supposed to be something else? Really wonder. I mean, maybe he's just supposed to be a ball, but the way he breaks when he dies looks like he's made of a pretty specific material. Also, no, there is no wall on the right side, so you need to do this from the left side no matter what. Damn, but these jumps have to be insanely precise. I mean, something tells me that once you start jumping, you don't stop. In the sense that, you know, once you get the first jump down, the rest are gonna follow almost automatically, but I don't know. There are like 4 of those rotating shits on the other side, or maybe 3, I don't know. There is enough to be a pain in the ass, that's what I know. And honestly, considering how much I'm dying in that tiny spike section, I really wonder how well I will be able to get the condiment. Don't really know if I can. But whatever. Who cares about the condiment? Okay, that works. Team, I don't know what killed me there. I think the rotating shit that I had below is the one that killed me. Well, honestly, as I say before, it doesn't look as hard once you get the first jump in it. You gotta actually get the first jump. Something like that works. Oh, and that last jump is so evil. Not only it's so evil, but there is also more after that last jump. God damn it. See, this is what I mean. You have levels like the previous ones that you can do so quickly, and then you have this shit. This shit with no mercy. It's insane. Though at least, hey, this level is after those, so, you know, it makes sense for it to be harder. I just want to see how much of a pain in the ass it is to get the condiment. But I guess, you know, it's not really about if it's hard, it's about how much time you waste by doing this. And then, obviously, after this, you have to perfectly do what's after that. So, that's what I don't like. I mean, you can see it's not hard to get the condiment, but like I say, it's not about how hard it is, it's about how much it takes. And once you die, you have to do it again. So I think that I'm just gonna try to beat the level and that's it, because honestly, it looks like a gigantic pain in the ass to do this. So I wonder if there is any way to like game this level and just get to the end. Like maybe there is a very specific jump that you can do to get to the end right away. Nah. I mean, I don't think they will let that fly. I wouldn't think they will let that happen. Doesn't seem like you know, like the sadistic people behind this will let that fly, you know. But damn, this level is just really fucked up. Honestly, I just think that it's sections like this, the ones that really fuck everything up. The tiny ass sections with precision platforming, like come on bro. It's saying I wanna be the guy, even though we might do some comparisons with it. This ain't I wanna be the guy. Don't make me do some precision shit like that. People actually do marathons for 27 hours on racing sims, insane shit. Well, the other day I saw the streamers that I usually watch do a 24-hour race in Daytona. The difference is that you are not supposed to do the 24-hour race by yourself. Like, they split it in between 3. Like, you know, every time that they have to go to the pits, what they do is to, you know, they choose. Well, first obviously they organize when they should switch the seats. But the point is that, yeah, no one does a 24-hour race by themselves. And if there's someone that does that, then yeah, you can say that they are fucking insane. But no, you're supposed to switch it up. Though, regardless of if there are more than one person doing it, it's still a lot. Like, the stress that you get from something like that is a lot. Especially because you know that any mistake is gonna cost you a lot of time, and that you're not the only one racing, so you don't want to be the one that causes that problem, you know. Wow, that's a solid platform, I didn't know that. But yeah, basically, you know, it's just, it's a challenge. The people that I watch, usually what they did was doing 2 hours each. I don't think that's the best way of doing it, really. Because if you do 2 hours each, that means that when you eventually need to go to sleep, you will only be able to sleep for 4 hours. Maybe they didn't do 2-hour shift, maybe they did 3-hour shifts, which is still not a lot considering that will be sleeping for 6 hours. And that's really fucked up because, you know, you are going to sleep and you don't know that if when you wake up, like if you're still in the race or not. You know? Something that is pretty interesting. Like, what if one of your teammates crash and then you wake up to disappointment? That fucking sucks, you know. 24-hour resistance are, you know, are some interesting shit. I mean, they are basically a test of everything. A test of patience, racing skills obviously, and also, you know, how much you can physically resist. But yeah, usually, if I'm not mistaken, 24-hour races tend to be multi-class. I mean, I'm not sure about that, but I think, well, at least the ones that this guy's race was a multi-class race. Multi-class means that basically there are different categories that race in the same track at the same time. So basically you have categories that are like 8 kilometers per hour apart. So basically that means that you will always be overtaking someone, or you will always be getting overtaken by someone else. So that's interesting. It also can be pretty frustrating because obviously sometimes it's a little bit annoying when a car that it's obviously slower than you because it's a category lower, it's in front of you, but you know, I mean, it's the way it is, right? I mean, I think it will be worse if everyone was the same category. Because if everyone was the same category, it will be too easy to basically have no one right next to you at any moment. Because obviously as races get longer, it's pretty clear that, you know, the speed difference between drivers starts becoming obvious. to the point where, you know, they start separating each other a lot. And when that happens, you are gonna race by yourself until eventually everyone is racing by themselves, unless they meet a car that is really damaged and it's obviously going very slow. But other than that, you know, it usually will be very boring if it wasn't multi-class. Especially considering that most races take place on huge tracks like Le Mans or Nürburgring, right? When you drive in a track like that, it's an absolute pain in the ass to, you know, do not have anyone to race with right next to you. Basically being alone all the time. You don't want that. I mean, from a racing standpoint, I guess you could say that you kinda want that, because obviously having no one close means that the chances of getting into an accident are way lower. But at the same time, you know, it's like we're talking about 24 hours. So you need some kind of motivation to keep those 24 hours from, you know, becoming an absolute chore, right? And the perfect motivation is overtaking other people, obviously. But, you know, funny thing about 24-hour races is that at some point in the race, the first place is gonna lap the second place. Like, sometimes it's so hard to keep, like, all of the cars in the same lap, because a lot of times that's what happens. Like, the cars choose, like, the racing, the driving difference is so big that eventually that's what just happens. That cars lap each other as if it was nothing. So I think that 24-hour races are something that, when it comes to spectating them, it can be very boring unless you actually, you know, you're in the point of view of a specific driver or a team, but you wouldn't be able to watch them as you watch a Formula 1 race, for example, right? Because if that's the case, there is no excitement when it comes to, you know, the different positions. Usually whoever wins, you already know who is gonna win like 2 hours into the race. Unless, obviously, I mean, that's not taking into account accidents. If someone gets into an accident, well, yeah, get fucked. But I mean, trying to wait for accidents to happen during 24 hours doesn't seem like a pretty exciting time as an spectator. So yeah, basically, it's just something that, it's more something that you have to either experience yourself or experience through someone in particular in that race. So otherwise it's just gonna be, you know, boring, to say the least. I think the best part about 24-hour races is how, you know, you go through day and night in the same race. That's something that is so cool. Going through day and night in just one race, just like that. That's so cool. Like you see the sun setting and rising in the same race. Well, I say that, but in reality, most of the times, one driver doesn't actually see that, obviously, because they are probably sleeping while their teammates are doing the rest. But, you know, it's still cool. I mean, especially if your shift particularly, you know, takes place during the sunset and the sunrise. But yeah. What? Are you already planning on doing 24 hours, Draynor? But yeah. 24 hours, as I said, is about how motivated you are to finish the race. It's not really about how good you are. I mean, you can suck compared to everyone else in the race, and it doesn't really matter. As long as you get into the end, getting to the end of the race is winning, regardless of the position. If you do a 24-hour race, the win condition is getting to the end, that's it. Getting first place is like, you know, anecdotal and something that probably won't happen. Just been looking at some streamers and shit. Imagine going around a circle? What you mean a circle? Usually 24-hour races don't take place in an oval. I mean, maybe there are some 24-hour oval races, but for the most part, they take place in circuits like Nürburgring or Le Mans, which I can tell you that they are pretty far from being just circles, you know. Those are circuits that are... yeah, they are something else. Honestly, if you ask me what kind of race I prefer ovals. I usually 24 hours on Rainbow Road. I'm pretty sure someone done that for a charity at some point in time, right? I mean, there are people that play what was the name of the game? Desert Bus, I think. There are people that play Desert Bus for 24 hours. If there were people like that, I'm pretty sure there is gonna be someone that, you know, that did that in Rainbow Road. But yeah. Honestly, you know, the reason why at one point in time I want to get an iRacing subscription is because of oval races. Oval races look so fun. Mostly because even though they clearly require you to do some practice, the practice that the oval races require are usually not that excessive, right? I mean, there are a lot of things going on in oval races, right? But for the most part, you don't need to know that much. Unless there are particular ovals where you can't, you know, you know, you need to brake, right? I mean, there are ovals like Daytona and Talladega that, depending on which car you're using, you don't need to brake ever. Like, you can go full speed all the time. And that sounds so fun, because that means that for the most part you don't need any practice other than, you know, interaction with other cars, obviously. But when it comes to the track itself, you don't need to know anything. Some somebody did make some Mario Kart maps for Assetto. Assetto Corsa. That seems pretty nice. Turning left simulator. And that's a scrub quote if I ever seen one. That's like people that think that spamming fireballs in a fighting game is cheating. I just wanna tell you that you sound exactly like that, Yami. Turning left simulator, unbelievable. But you know, a lot of people think like Yami. A lot of people think that oval races are just about turning left. Well, you definitely have to turn left. I mean, that is true, but you know, there are so many things that you have to take into account. Because, I mean, obviously it is turning left simulator if you race by yourself, but no. The whole point of oval races is that you race against other cars. And if you do that, there is a lot of things that can happen that, you know, you basically need to have experience to be able to not get fucked. I mean, by those situations, right? Oh yeah. Turning left simulator. Unbelievable. I mean, come on, bro. I thought that the USA and Canada were pretty similar in terms of culture. You should be defending NASCAR. Why are you not defending NASCAR? What kind of North American are you? Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Though I think that oval races are something more that is just popular in specific areas of the USA, right? It's not something that is as countrywide as, I don't know, something like baseball, I guess. Something that is more delegated to some areas of the USA. I think Florida being the biggest one, right? Isn't Florida pretty much like the home of that? NASCAR is for hicks. What does hick mean? Is that a synonym with redneck? What's a hick? The first thing that comes to my mind when I read hick is climbing a mountain, but I think that's a different type of... I think that's hike, right? I don't know. It's for hicks. What the fuck is hicks, dude? Come on, bro. Are you gonna use North American slang to an ESL? You know very well that, you know, as an ESL, those terms are not part of my vocabulary. Team finally did this fucking level, dude. The fact that I will probably have to do it again just to get the fucking condiment, and I don't know if I can. Oh well, that's pretty nice. Damn, the game is not joking around, huh? Well, at least this is the last level of this area. But this is not the last area. There is one more area after this. And if I'm not mistaken, that area that comes after this is actually the last area in the game. I'm not really sure. Hillbillies? I don't know what you mean, bro. Come on, speak in a way that an ESL can understand. gotta understand, dude. Like, imagine if you were studying Spanish and I spoke to you in Argentinian. Now that will be something else. Damn it. Really don't want... You don't want me to speak in Argentinian. It's a bad idea. Damn it. Also, why, if the water is rising like that, right? Can you just go along with the flow? Or are you getting destroyed by the water? Like, if water is rising with that strength, shouldn't you be able to go up with the water? Or will you drown? I honestly don't know what will happen. I mean, it's not like this scenario will ever happen in real life. Unless you know, you try to artificially recreate it, but... Yeah, I honestly don't know. Also, I have a problem with that. Because I'm pretty sure that after I go through those 3 spikes, well, to those 6 spikes, because it's 3 in one side and 3 in the other. I'm pretty sure that after that, like, there is one of these fuel parts in the middle of a really annoying place that if you don't do the 3 spikes fast enough, you won't be able to get. I wouldn't really want that to happen. To turn on the fan, because it's starting to get hot. Starting to get a little bit hot. Damn it. I'm trying too hard to avoid those 6 spikes in a row instead of... Okay, I shouldn't do that. I should actually do it the way it's intended. Which is by jumping here and here. Then you should do this, and then you get up here. Man, fuck you. Now the problem is that if I want to get out of here, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to pick all of the fuel tanks. Because if I don't pick them all up, I'm pretty sure I'm dead. Like, I won't be able to board the rocket, in which case beating the level will be absolutely useless. But at the same time, I really don't know how to... If there is one on the right side after that, I don't know how to get it. Damn it, are you shitting me, dude? Fuck. I can't say how much I hate those precision platformer spikes that this game loves to put there so much. Like, dude, come on. We're not playing I Wanna Be the Guy. We're playing Super Meat Boy. Damn it. I actually don't remember if Super Meat Boy has had those really slow sections. Like, I'm pretty sure that Super Meat Boy had hard sections, but that didn't require you to basically slow yourself down just to get through it. Damn, there is actually a fuel tank there, god damn it. Well, at least it doesn't seem too deep, but at the same time, dude, like, come on. think that I can clearly get through it in time, but at the same time I'm not really sure how much I can do that. So when I eventually beat this level, as I say before, something tells me that the last level is gonna be a volcanic planet. Because, you know, video game designers love using lava as a way of representing the very last area. They just love it. They probably took that from Mario. Well, I mean, I don't know which one is the one that started the trope, but something tells me that it was Mario with the fucking Bowser castle. Well, I'm assuming that it was a trope way before video games existed, right? Pretty sure that action movies had those scenes full of lava and shit, right? I don't know. I don't watch movies. I mean, otherwise, what else will you put as the last stage? Actually, I think I know what else. Maybe you could put a futuristic city. That's also something that a lot of games love doing, specifically Crash Bandicoot. They love putting futuristic shit in their last levels. And I mean, at least futuristic shit looks nice. Also, I really have to thank this game for not fucking my processor up with water physics. Because, you know, usually water physics are not that nice to my processor. So, you know, I guess, can we even call this physics? This look more like just a static image of water. Well, I guess if that's the case, then that explains that. Alright, I really wonder where the last fuel tank is gonna be, because depending on where it is, I might need to do this faster or not. I mean, if it's on the way like that first one, then that's gonna be great, but if it's like in some place like the second one, this might be bad, really bad. You realize that most of my deaths come from those 3 spikes, right? You realize that it's this fucking shit 3 spikes, the ones that kill me, right? Anything else? I mean, it can also kill me like that, but not as frequent. Like, Jesus. Unbelievable. Oh, today was also the first time that I access a remote computer while accessing a remote computer. I mean, you know that basically in order to work, I work remotely, so I obviously access a remote computer, right? But in that remote computer, I had to access another remote computer. It was like remoteception, and then it was pretty cool. I think it's the first time that I do that. But I can tell you that it was really cool. Because it's like one of those things that you're like, damn. I don't even know where this computer physically is, and I'm accessing it through a pretty big distance. And there is no lag or anything. I can just use it as if it was my own computer. But yeah. We came pretty far in terms of technology. Well, I remember there was a meme a long time ago that was an image of a guy saying, "Good luck, I'm behind 7 proxies." Well, even though proxies are a little bit different from remote access, you know, it's still kind of like the same concept of basically doing something in a place that has absolutely nothing to do with the place that you're doing it from. I wonder how many remote access you can do before the lag starts becoming like unusable. Really wonder. Because, you know, I'm assuming that at some point with so many connections it is gonna become impossible to use, because there's gonna be so much lag. But, you know, really wonder how many times you can remote control and still be able to use the computer that you're ultimately accessing. I wonder if FBI agents do that to protect their identity and shit like that. If they use multiple remote accesses or multiple proxies. They probably do. Or not, I don't know. I never seen an intelligence agency work, because that's the point, that you wouldn't see them work. You know, sometimes really makes me want to really makes me want to be part of an agency like the, well, not the FBI, because that's an American one, but whatever the equivalent is here in Argentina, because I'm pretty sure we have an equivalent for that. It's just that I remember it being disbanded at some point, and then I think another one came in its, you know, instead, right? I don't remember. I wonder how it is. Wonder the amount of shit that they have to make you do to protect your identity. I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to stream if that was the case. So that will suck. Really, damn it. Okay, let's see what happens if I ignore that fuel tank. Probably I can't go, right? Yeah. You piece of shit. God damn it. How the fuck do you get that fuel tank in the first place? I thought it was gonna be one of those fuel tanks that you can just get while you're jumping, but I don't think I can reach it. Maybe I need to do the jump first and then you know, and then try to get it. Damn it, you piece of shit, those fucking drills. Am I already died 100 times here? That's a lot of deaths. I can't believe that not only I'm still dying to those spikes, but the saddest part is that I'm dying the same way to those spikes. Not just that I'm inventing new ways of dying, no, I'm still dying to the same chump. Like just when you thought that you couldn't find any more ways of dying, get surprised. And fucking finally, Jesus Christ, I'm out of here. I wonder where we going next. What's the next planet's gonna be? As I say before, it's either gonna be lava or futuristic. It's probably gonna be one of those. Come on. Show it to me. Why are you looking at me with those eyes? Oh, it's a cheese moon? Well, that was something that I didn't expect. What you doing? Do you want to get there or not? Are you trying to crash? Wait. Did you try to avoid it, or did you try to get there? Oh shit. Wait, are we going to the asteroids instead? Wow, so I was right about the futuristic shit. Or are you gonna fall into the cheese moon? Oh, okay, so I'm assuming we have to go through this futuristic shit to get to the cheese moon. Well, I was right. I'm not surprised that I'm right, because usually, as I say, games love to do this shit. Games just absolutely love to throw either futuristic shit or lava at the end. What's that? Oh, that's what it is. Now, being in the middle of space, what kind of food are we gonna find? That's the real question. Damn it. Also, I'm surprised that being in the middle of the space doesn't really affect your movement at all. Like, you don't have like some anti-gravity movement. You still have the same shit. That's weird. Okay. So how do I get this? Oh, that works. Nice. So let's see what food we get in space. Lettuce and water. What? Disintegrated biomass. Alright, that's a weird way of saying lettuce, but... Wait, what? Oh, I see. Supposed to turn it off. Ouch. Damn it, everything fucking kills you. I mean, I'm not surprised, but Jesus. I also probably... I don't know why I'm hurrying so much. Actually, no, I know why I am hurrying so much. Because we should finish a level that is all about doing it fast or you die. So sadly, I still have that chip in my brain of doing everything as fast as I can. How the fuck do you get that condiment? I think I know, but I think you can get it right now. So what does that disable? What did I disable by doing that? Oh, that laser, okay. Oh shit, what the hell? Oh, okay. Do one more. Okay, I need to do a higher jump from the wall, cause otherwise it ain't gonna work. The good thing is that the condiment is right at the very beginning, so if you actually want to try hard the condiment, you can do it with no issues. So I really wonder... Okay, never mind, that's how you get the condiment. And now what? How do you fall without dying? Not like that. Damn it. The rest of the level doesn't seem that hard to do. Honestly, it really seems like the hardest part of this level is that first jump with these two fucking spikes. Nice. At least the jump is not that annoying to do. Nice. So once I do that... Okay. No, not yet. Now. Okay. The issue is that even if this section doesn't seem that hard, nice. Damn. Insta Shoes meets orange with Bob Farm Ranch dressing, and it's called Fail Experiment. Yeah, I don't think that using those two things is good for your health, honestly. Doesn't seem good for the most part. Okay, Squeeze. Why is it called Squeeze? I only see lasers. Don't think I'm gonna get Squeeze. Okay, this is as far as I can. Those jumps look very precise. This is very sadistic. Very, very sadistic. In fact, so sadistic that I don't even know how to do it. I really wonder where the condiment could be in a level like this one. Jesus Christ. Okay. What the hell? Are you shitting me right now? See, the worst part is that you are not shitting me. If you were shitting me, this will be understandable, but you're actually serious. You are actually serious about this. I think that what I probably should do, considering that these levels are probably gonna be really, really hard, is try doing the two levels that I still didn't get the condiment. I feel like I should probably do that. Because these ones look like they are gonna take a pretty big amount of time. Well, the 2 condiments that I didn't pick up will also take a long time, but you know. At least I like the sound effect when a laser fucks you up. It sounds really cool. I mean, it sounds better than just getting hit by a normal spike. That's already pretty cool. This is only the 3rd level. But I don't think, well, as I say before, we can't really follow the number of the level. What really matters is, you know, basically, you know, how hard it is. And this game doesn't seem to follow the order from easiest to hardest. There are some levels that are just gonna be hard just because they are hard, not because they are the last ones or anything like that. But you know, it's okay. I really wonder how hard this shit can get. Hopefully not too hard. I really wonder here how the final level is gonna be, because all of the final levels in the previous, you know, areas, you had to pick fuel for your spaceship. But didn't you lose your spaceship here? Well, maybe you're gonna like, it's gonna be floating around there and that's it. I don't know. Jeez. The jumps have to be so precise that basically I'm not even using the dash. Usually every time that I do a jump like this, I always use dash. But the timing here has to be so strict that using the dash will make you jump so much that the laser is gonna catch you up. It's pretty fucked up. I especially don't know how to do this. Maybe I also don't have to use dash. It just looks really hard, dude. I think that I'm gonna leave this level for later, and I'm just gonna retry the ones that I already done, but I didn't get the condiment on. Let's see. Balance, yeah. I remember them being an absolute pain in the ass, that's the problem. This one specifically. And not only a pain in the ass, but I also don't know how you want me to do it, really. Like, it has to be a very particular jump for that condiment. The rest of the level I was able to do it, so, you know, it's not gonna be that big of a deal, but that condiment right there, I really have no clue. I think I was only being able to pick it up once. Was only able to pick it up once, and not more than once. That's quite sad. Why only once? Damn it. Worst part is that now I'm having trouble to go down, even though that's something that you have to do for the rest of the level. Damn it. Sadly, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be like yesterday, where I got every condiment on the levels that I didn't get it almost at the first try. Doesn't seem like that's something that's gonna happen now. Honestly, this condiment is just insanely evil. Like that condiment, it has to be the worst condiment yet. I don't think there was a condiment as fucked up as this one. Even the other one that I didn't get wasn't as bad as this. Because the other one that I didn't get is more of a thing that I don't really feel like getting it. But this one I just don't even know what strategy to use. And I think the strategy that I used when I got it once is a strategy that I cannot repeat. I don't think I can repeat the strategy. Unless, wait a second, there is a strategy that I didn't think of, but it might work or not. Actually, it probably might not work because of that thing. Yeah, that's the strategy that I thought of, but I mean, you're gonna get killed by the flying log if you were to do that. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I mean, that's the issue. That the flying log comes at the worst moment possible. It really comes at the worst moment possible. I mean, it comes exactly when the platform is supposed to go through the condiment. So yeah, it's literally the worst moment possible. Like, it couldn't be worse if it tried. Maybe jumping behind the log. Something like... Okay, that seems like it works. The issue is continuing after that. That seems like it's a strategy that works at least, so... I could do that. But yeah. This level is basically a level to farm deaths. I mean, I haven't been here for like 5 minutes and I already have 53 deaths. This has to be one of the hardest levels, for sure. Well, obviously one of the hardest levels so far. I haven't seen the ones in space. I don't know if I want to see them, but I will have to see them eventually. And when that happens, damn, gonna be a problem. Fuck. I don't know what to do after that. Like, once I get this, you're obviously supposed to jump up because otherwise you die, but not like you have too much room to do it. Because immediately after jumping up, you have to jump down. That's the funny thing. Okay, like that. That works. Nice. Whew. Damn, I actually got it a lot faster than I expected. I expected to get this to take a lot longer than this, but I actually got it. Okay, the next one might not be that fast though, because the next one is in a pretty long level. I mean, it might not be a hard level, but it's a really long level. That's the issue. That's particularly the issue about this. Cragsman. So the fact that it's so long is really a problem. Especially these fucking spikes, dude. But at least I know how to do the rest of the level. Though the execution is gonna be the problem. Because it's a level that it's a little bit hard to figure out, but it's even harder to execute. So, you know. If it wasn't so long, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but it's so fucking long, dude. I mean, I don't remember how much it took me to do this one. And the worst part here is that there is no secret strategy to do this spike section here. Basically, you either do it or you don't. There is no way of doing it faster or easier. Like, you need to slowly jump over these spikes. That's what you gotta do. If you cannot do that, yeah, this one, honestly, I almost feel like leaving this one for after I beat the game. Well, if I can beat the game, which I don't know if I can. Seems like that will be wishful thinking, honestly. What is the plot of the game? I mean, I don't know why you're asking that. The answer to that question is literally on the title of the game. What you talking about? Anyways, how is it going, Yannick? I mean, the plot is that Bob is hungry. Though, you know, the title says that he was hungry, but that's not true at all. He is hungry, and he will always be hungry because he's a little shit. Like, come on, bro. Or are you gonna consume so much food? I mean, you're not even the size of a person. So wait, that's something that we don't know. How big Bob actually is. Because what if everything in this game is gigantically sized, even the food? Or maybe that's the point, that the food is so small that he has to pick a lot of food in order to feed himself. I mean, after all, when you open up the plate that has the food on it, you don't see anything. So maybe the food is so small that it's literally impossible to see. Man, that makes sense to me. Poor Bob, yeah. I mean, imagine needing to be fed little, very little portions of food every time. Sounds like a pretty bad time. God fucking damn it, dude. This level. But you know. Oh, also something that I was about to mention is that next Tuesday is gonna be a pretty interesting day, because next Tuesday, 1 year from that Tuesday, as I mentioned before, is uninterrupted streams for 1 whole year. I've been streaming non-stop every day, so I have to stream something special, which is what I was mentioning the other day. I mentioned that I probably will play Wings of B, but I'm honestly not sure. I mean, what will be an iconic game for this channel? Mirror? You know, that's actually not a bad idea. The problem is that I will have to be really careful about that game. Besides, yeah, honestly, I will have to be very careful about the game. There is honestly a lot of things that can go wrong there. But you know, I don't know. Is Mirror really the most iconic thing that this stream has? Damn it. maybe. You never know. I don't know. The problem is, you know, I feel like usually Wings of B will be a really good option, but the issue with Wings of B is that it's a game that is literally so hard that I wouldn't discard that the stream will be literally just me, you know, dying to the boss that I'm stuck at without doing anything else other than that. Which, you know, I guess you can say that it's pretty nostalgic, but I don't know, bro. Damn it. For some reason I can't jump to the left. For some reason I can't jump to the left anymore. If I ever could in the first place, that is. Which I'm not sure. Why the fuck is it costing me so much to jump to the left? Like, it's insane. Alright. Now I have to do it all the way. But, you know, still, the biggest issue here is that I have to go all the way up. And this part is hard. In fact, I'm probably gonna die so fast right now. That was pretty close. God fucking damn it, dude. I almost recovered from that, but I couldn't. Yeah. Honestly, this level is gonna be an absolute pain in the ass to get the condiment. Anyways, do you have any other ideas for that stream? And no, UFO is not an option before you mention it. I was thinking about something like highly responsive to prayers or Story of Eastern Wonderland, but damn, those games suck so much. Those games fucking suck. So I don't think that will be a good idea. I mean, I'd rather die 1,000 times to Wings of B than doing that. Damn, Fruitless Wasabi, how is it going? Thanks for the raid. Damn, you had so many people. Compared to yesterday, that's 1,500% increase. Like, damn, that's quite the increase. What are you doing, Fruitless Wasabi? How did the stream go? Someone else raided you before? Damn. Good shit. Yeah, usually that's something that I remember happening before. Like, I remember there was I think it was Doomsday that raided me once, and damn, he was like, you know, he was one of those that had a gigantic viewer base because he was playing Osu, and when Doomsday plays Osu, he has a lot of people watching, and he raided, and I was like, damn. But yeah. I was playing really dumb fun games while listening to the Reese Puffs rap. It was a fun time. Wait, what's the Reese? What's that? What's Reese Puff rap? Wait, who is Reese Puff? Is that a Pokemon? I don't know, I haven't been picking up with the latest Pokemons. The last one I played was Black 2. Reese Puff. And everyone seems to know what Reese Puff is, except for me. God damn it. I'm out of the loop. Okay, calm down. Calm down. No, it's not that way, you dumbass. Fuck, it was the opposite way. Why did I go to the right? God damn it, it was the left side, not the right side. God damn it. So Reese Puff is a cereal. There was a rap song in the commercial. Damn. So you could say that I was out of the Fruit Loop. Huh. Get it? But you know. Damn, it's been a while since I eaten cereal. It's been quite a long time. Kinda wanna do it again, you know. You know, the funny thing about cereal is that usually in every country they are called something different. So maybe Reese cereal is something that, you know, something that I actually know, but it's called something else in here. I don't know why that's the case. I'm assuming it's because it's aimed towards kids, so, well, mostly, right? And that's why they don't want to use foreign names. I eat puns for breakfast, nice. But yeah, like, I think, well, Fruit Loops is probably one of the only ones that kept its original name. But that's because, isn't Fruit Loops a Brazilian cereal, right? I think Fruit Loops is supposed to be a Brazilian cereal. So maybe that's why. Wait, why am I going all the way up here if I don't have the fucking... don't have the condiment? What am I doing? Damn it. That's the first time I heard of that. Yeah, I'm probably wrong. I mean... it's your duty to fact check the dumb shit that I say. So feel free to fact check that. I don't know, but I remember hearing that Fruit Loops was Brazilian. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm actually wrong, but you know. I mean, Brazil is a pretty big country after all. You might be surprised. Maybe it actually is produced there. How will you know? Damn it, that jump is so fucking hard to do. And the one that comes afterwards is even harder. God damn it. See, the problem is that now I'm pretty tilted. I'm pretty tilted because I almost did this and I fucked up the very last jump by going on the wrong direction. It's not even that I failed the jump. Well, I mean, yeah, I did fail the jump, but I mean, I didn't fail it because I couldn't do it. I never even did it. So I went in just the wrong direction. It really sucks, but it's okay. It's time to recover. Oh, also, if you're still there, Fruitless Wasabi, I had a question, and it was if you had any fun game to recommend. Obviously, I wanna be the guy fun game. Because, you know, there might be a really good fun game that I didn't play yet. And since you know way more about fun games than probably anyone here, including Yami, you know, I would like to know. Let me think. I want see, that's why Yami cannot give me opinions about fun games. Man, I remember when I actually didn't. Fruit Loops are owned by Kellogg's, which is an American company. Well, I know that, but maybe that specific brand is produced in Brazil or something like that. I mean, I don't know. How you play I Wanna Be the Showdown? I don't know. How I play I Wanna Be the Showdown, Yami? I don't remember. How I play that? I don't think I did. But, I mean, that name seems... No? Okay. Well, I guess I could play that. According to Delicious Fruit, what's the... It's a good beginner's game. What's the difficulty? Because it might be a good idea to play a beginner game after so long of not playing anything. I still don't really feel like playing fun games anytime soon, but, well, eventually I do, and when I do, I need to have something planned, obviously. I guess it depends, because if it's too easy, I don't know. The problem is that I think most of the games that are in between the difficulties that I'm comfortable with, I think I played most of them. I mean, most of the good ones, I'm trying to say. Obviously, there is a lot of games that are probably in between my difficulty, and I never play them, but because according to Delicious Fruit they suck, and they probably do, so you know. Like, it seems that if it's not for the ones that I played, everything is either too easy or too hard. Or too bad, right? You know. Wonder about that one. I'm gonna check it out regardless. Thanks. I Wanna Be the Showdown. How to remember that. Hey, remind me of that, Yami, because I'm probably gonna forget. Yami's gonna try to remind me. He's gonna say, "Oh, he recommended I Wanna Be the I Want a Bigger Penis." Obviously, he recommended that one. Don't you remember? Man, fuck that game and fuck you, Yami, for recommending it. Well, I will say that, but it was you and Drano, so fuck both of you. Let me know when you want to download it. It's not easy to find. Oh, it's one of those that it's not in Delicious Fruit. Well, in that case, well, maybe I think Draenor has access to a lot of those games that nobody knows. Well, no, nobody knows, but nobody has access to, so I guess I will ask him, but you know, thanks for the offer anyways. I really don't know why such... I have it too, it's a super popular old game. I see. Interesting. Well, I guess you don't have to worry about it then, Wasabi, but you know, as I say, thanks again for the offer and the recommendation, of course. I'm still curious about how difficult it's supposed to be. As in the number. I was going to ask you if you will play Mega Man. You know, considering... See, here's the thing. And I'm gonna repeat what I said yesterday. There are gonna be some months where I'm not gonna be here. When I say here, I mean in this house. I'm gonna be in a place that probably has very mediocre internet, right? So, considering that, I will most likely have to stream at a low bitrate. So I think that a game like Mega Man will be really good in that scenario, because, you know, you can play Mega Man with low bitrate and it will look good still because it's literally 8 bits, you know. So hopefully that answers your question. Well, same with I Wanna Be the Guy. Like, I plan on, you know, playing I Wanna Be the Guy probably when I'm in that place. Because as I said, well, just when wait. No, god fucking damn it, dude. Okay. What about Eds? Maybe Mega Man Eds 8? No, fuck you. Especially Mega Man Eds 8. But you know, thanks for the suggestion. I Wanna Be the Guy remaster is out, by the way, in case you haven't heard. When you say remaster, is it literally just a remaster? Because if it's just a remaster, I don't see any reason to play it. I mean, I already played it. I think remasters are good for people that didn't play the original to, you know, experience it in better quality, but if it's the same, I don't see any reason to play it as someone that already played it. I mean, I like the game, but I don't know if I will play it again, you know. Especially, it says bugs had a few Easter eggs, I see. Nah, I mean, if that's the case, then thanks for the news, but I think I'm gonna pass. I think that I Wanna Be the Guy games are the kind of games that you want to play once and then not touch ever again. I know that there are people that speedrun I Wanna Be the Guy games. In fact, I have someone in chat right now that does that, or well, used to do that. But yeah, I mean, I don't like speedrunning, so, you know, I don't see many reasons to replay an I Wanna Be the Guy fun game. Well, I guess, well, but see, here's the thing, even those that have secrets that you haven't picked up, with how hard it is for the most part to beat a fun game, I really don't see any motivation to replaying it. It's kind of like, you know, I mean, you could think of many other games, like, I mean, well, the problem is that I Wanna Be the Guy is a pretty particular type of game. Pretty particular type of game that hates you. So there aren't many comparisons that I can think of. Because, you know, the first game that comes to your mind probably when you think of I Wanna Be the Guy is Mega Man. The thing about Mega Man is that it's not as insanely hard as more fun games are. You know, so replaying a game like Mega Man is something that, you know, wouldn't be that bad to do. But, you know, replaying a game like I Wanna Be the Guy, I don't know. I personally wouldn't do it. Honestly, I don't think there are many games outside of I Wanna Be the Guy fun games that are that hard. I mean, you have Danmaku games, for example, but the thing is that Danmaku games is like you're constantly retrying them and you have multiple ways of beating them. So I wouldn't have them in the same vein as fun games, because fun games have a pretty clear beginning and a pretty clear end. Well, Most of them, I'm assuming. But, you know. Right? Like, there really aren't many games like fun games. In terms of, you know, being so hard to beat. Like, I'm trying to think other games made by companies, even indie companies, and I really can't think of any game that is as hard as those. I mean, you have games like La Mulana, but I mean, that's a different type of difficulty. Dark Souls. You know, the funny thing about Dark Souls is that not only it's obviously easier than, you know, any fun game that is below really minimum difficulty level, but it's also a game that regardless of how difficult it might or might not be, it has a lot of replayability, because you can choose replay it with a different build, like I did. I mean, first time I played Dark Souls 1, I played with a build of a two-handed sword. Then, when I played it the second time, I played it with a sword and shield build. And then the third time, I used a cleric. Actually, I say the first time I say it was a 200 build, but actually it wasn't that. It was a pyromancer that just happened to use the sword a lot. Yeah, in reality it was a pyromancer build. So, you know, unlike Dark Souls, I don't really see fun games having that much replayability. Nice, finally, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh. Damn. Can you believe that? Have to go for now. Good luck with the game. Thanks a lot for the raid again, Fruitless Wasabi, and have a good one. And also thanks for the recommendations too. So, the last thing to do is to go on space, since I basically collected every condiment. So let's fucking try to do these fucked up levels. These levels are so hard, dude. These levels are... well, I mean, that's the point. This is supposed to be literally the last level. Well, the last area, not last level. We won't starve tonight. I know, right? Damn, won't starve. That reminds me of Don't Starve. Man, what a stoner-ass game. I remember when I played it, I was in high school when I played Don't Starve. Damn, that was so long ago. It almost makes me feel nostalgic, and I say almost because I hate that game. Well, okay, saying that I hate the game is a little bit extreme. I don't hate the game. It's just one of those games that I feel that it's, you know, one of those games that if you don't have a wiki right next to you, it's impossible to play. It really feels like one of those games. You don't have a wiki right next to you, it's almost impossible to play it. But you know, I think it can be a really cool co-op game, but you know, it also has the same problem that The Binding of Isaac has. The art style is ugly because it's supposed to be ugly. That's the point. That everything is supposed to look all sketchy and, you know, dark. I don't like that. I mean, I understand that that's for atmospheric reasons, but I don't like games that look like that. I mean, I'd rather play a game like this, where I'm controlling a fucking ball with a head, than playing something like, you know, like Don't Starve or The Binding of Isaac. God fucking damn it. Like, because, you know, at least this game is colorful, right? It looks nice. It's obviously very simplistic 3D stuff, but it looks lively, right? Even though, as I said, it looks extremely simple. But I honestly just can't with games like Binding of Isaac. Call it filter. Like, you can say that. I probably got filtered by that, yes. But it really, like, it's pretty hard for me to play a game that doesn't look pleasing to the eyes. And that doesn't mean that it has to have good graphics. Like, it's not that if it's not The Witcher 3, I'm not gonna play. No, I'm talking about games. I mean, Mega Man, I love the way it looks, and it's an 8-bit game. But it looks good. It looks like something that you want to play. I mean, no shit, right? Like, that's the point there. Having to rely on wikis isn't really a problem for me. I just didn't find Don't Starve much fun. Well, the problem of Don't Starve and most survival games is that you have to be very calculated. So most of the times, it's, you know, you're worrying. That's the problem. It's like you're having a job. It's like you're actually working. That's the problem. Simulator games like it's not really simulator the word that I'm looking for, because it's not really a simulator. You're not simulating shit. But, you know, games where you basically have to take into account multiple variables. Sandbots? No, not really. I mean, there are sandbots games that you don't have to worry about anything. I mean, isn't GTA considered a sandbots game? You don't have to worry about shit on GTA. You start robbing cars, start shooting people, and isn't that considering sandbots? Or is that open world? What's the difference between open world and sandbots? Isn't that similar? Okay, no, I think every sandbots game is open world, but not every open world game is sandbots. Is that how it works? I don't know. Well, the point is, I didn't mean to say sandbots, no. What I meant to say are games where you constantly have to worry about something instead of just playing the game. Like, basically, playing the game is about worrying about shit that is not directly related to the core gameplay, right? I mean, the core gameplay in Don't Starve is probably exploring and fighting some monsters. But if you want to do that, you need to collect food, you need to keep in mind how much you sleep, you have to keep in mind your surroundings, all shit that I feel that it's just stressful. I think sandbox just means the game doesn't set your objective. Oh, is that what sandbots mean? But most sandbox games do have an objective, even though you don't necessarily have to do it. But I mean, for example, Minecraft is a sandbox game, but technically the objective is killing the Ender Dragon. It's just that you can ignore that and do whatever you want. But I mean, technically I could do the same thing in this game. I mean, if I want to, I could stop worrying about getting to the end of the levels and just roleplay as Tom. Like, I can just pretend that I'm Tom, roleplay him in a high-pitched voice, and technically that's not the objective of the game, but I can do it. So if that's the meaning of sandbots, then I don't know if that's a really good definition. But, you know, I don't know. Hey, Yami, since you like defending video game terms so much, what does sandbots mean? Because, you know, Yami is extremely elitist about video game terms. For him, a game cannot be a roguelike if it's not exactly like the old game rogue. So maybe he knows what sandbox means. Would be pretty funny if he says something like, sandbox game cannot be considered a sandbox unless it's the same as, you know, Ed's game. I don't care about all these gaming terms, alright? Damn. Why do you like denying shit that you know it's true? Is that a secret fetish of yours? That you like saying no to things that you know are true? Are you like one of those lying parrots in Monkey Island? That just likes saying the opposite of what they are asked to for fun? I just hate how games that are in Metroidvanias and roguelikes are labeled as such, because it makes funding those games actually impossible. See, but I think that you're contradicting yourself. That means that you do care about those terms. Otherwise you wouldn't get so pissed off about it, you know? So even if it's just a little bit, you do care, you know? Anyways, the point is, what the fuck is a sandbox game? I mean, it's definitely not a game that needs a sandbox, a literal sandbox in it. But it has to be something else. I don't know what. I don't care about them in general, just those. Damn. Well, if that's the case, why don't you play Touhou Endless Dream? I mean, according to the game, it's a Roguevania, so it should be your perfect game, right? It's like if you are looking for adventure games and you search for adventure. What do you define an adventure game? You only got linear first-person shooters as results. The problem is that those adventure games that you're talking about are probably something that can be labeled as point and click. Because is Monkey Island an adventure game to you? Because if the answer is yes, then you can just search point and click and you will find it with ease. And if you mean visual novels as adventure games, you can just look for visual novels, literally. Then sure, searching for point and clicks and getting back FPS games. Nobody seriously labels an FPS game point and click, dude. Like, nobody in their right mind will call an FPS game a point and click. There is no way to search for true Metroidvanias and roguelike, it's impossible. Man. The problem is, if you put the same amount of effort that you put in searching your gay porn, maybe you will actually find Metroidvanias and roguelikes. Come on, bro. It's not so hard if you have enough motivation to look for Metroidvanias and roguelikes. You just need the motivation to do it. You need to take classes from Bershil. Why are you not motivated? If Bershil is so motivated, why can't you be? Oh, also, since you are here, Yami, did you hear what I was talking about this Tuesday? I mean, the next Tuesday. About that I want to play an iconic game for this channel. What will an iconic game for this channel be to you? I know why you're using personal examples, man. You're so predictable. Like, it was so obvious that you were gonna use the whole projecting refutal. Like, you can't be more obvious, dude. I really wonder. I feel that if we fight in a fighting game, I'm gonna read all your shit right away. I'm gonna, like, if we play, I'm gonna read all of your champions, all of your mid-subs, all of the shit you do. You're gonna be so predictable that you're gonna lose just because how much I'm reading you like a book. Damn. I really want to fight Yami in a fighting game so bad. So badly. Damn it, I died the same way. Whatever that other person said, mirror. Yeah, I guess. Bragging about being good at fighting games is like bragging your Pog collection. Move on, Grams. See, the problem is I'm not bragging that I'm good at fighting games because I'm not. I'm just bragging that you're insanely predictable and I can read you like a book. Which, coincidentally, it's something that is very useful for fighting games. Because if you're predictable in a fighting game, you're gonna lose 100% of the times. Unless you use a bullshit character like Blanca, in which case, before you lose, you're gonna get a couple of rounds for free because the other person is not gonna know how to deal with your horseshit. You know. That's not that much of a common example. I mean, Yami will definitely not be the kind of person that will pick Blanca in Street Fighter, right? It wouldn't be that dishonorable, right? Because damn. I really wonder what type of person is Yami when it comes to fighting games. Like, do you pick characters based on how much you want to fuck them? Do you pick characters based on how top tier they are? Or do you pick characters based on how annoying they are? I really wonder. What's your logic, Yami? Because everyone has a different logic to pick characters in fighting games. Really wonder. I mean, I know that you don't play fighting games anymore, but back when you play fighting games, you probably have had some logic to pick up those characters. So I really wonder, what was that logic? I mean, I personally pick characters that, you know, that I like how they play, that are easy to play, because I don't want to spend a large amount of time learning a character, so I just pick easy characters to play as. Which is unfortunate, because there are some characters that I love the way they look and I just don't pick because they are so hard for me to pick up. But you know, whatever character appeals to me. You didn't say shit. Appeals in what way? In that it looks good? In that it plays the way your playstyle is? Or that you want to fuck to oblivion? Which one does appeal mean here? Come on, bro. You're not being too specific. Whatever character appeals to me, man. Can you believe this guy's answers? Unbelievable. All of the above. So a character that looks good, that you want to fuck, and that fits your playstyle? Honestly, there aren't many characters that fit that criteria. Well, actually, there is one that I can think of. And in fact, I use her in BlazBlue Central Fiction. And that's Mai Natsume. that character fulfilled the 3 conditions. She looked good, she played easy. In fact, I'm pretty sure she's one of the easiest characters in the game to use. And you know, I definitely wouldn't mind pounding that ass. So you know, whatever mood I'm in. Damn. Are you telling me that you are a multiple character user? Damn. Even knowing that and you don't like KOF? A multiple character user that doesn't play KOF, huh? It helps if all the characters fill 2 of the conditions. If all the characters fill 2 of the conditions, you mean all the characters in the game? Because all the characters in the game filling those conditions, I'm pretty sure it's impossible. I don't think that's the way it works. Because if that was the case, it will be a pretty homogeneous... Well, how do you pronounce that word? When something is all the same, like a solution is all the same. What's the pronunciation of that word? Homogeneous? Or how do you pronounce that? That seems like a really hard word to pronounce. I mean, I'm assuming that the first part has to be homo, because just as in homosexual, it's supposed to mean same, right? But I don't know about the second part. I don't really know the second part of that. I will probably have to pick up the homogeneous. Is that how you pronounce it? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, it's probably not Shenius, it's Shenus. You know what? Fuck it. Google Translate, how the fuck do you pronounce this shit? Yeah, that one.
Homogeneous.
Wait, it's homo.
Homogeneous.
It's not homo?
Homogeneous.
Well, so I was right except for the H. It's homogeneous. Okay, wait, why is the H mute? This is not Spanish. Why is the fucking H mute there? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I'm pretty sure you say homosexual, you don't say homosexual, right? Or am I also wrong on that one? I honestly can't tell. Man, English is so fucking fucked up in terms of pronunciation. I mean, isn't it supposed to be literally the same prefix? Like the prefix homo, which means same. Why will it be pronounced differently? Helicopter? Yeah. It's pretty fucked up because there are a lot of words in English that are basically almost the same in Spanish. The problem is that they start with an H, and most of the times that they start with an H, that H is not mute. Helicopter is one of them, right? Like, you don't say helicopter, you say helicopter. But in Spanish you say helicóptero, which is almost the same, except that you don't pronounce the H and you have an O at the end. Well, that and also the accent is in a different place of the world. Yeah. So, yeah. But there are more examples than that. There are a lot of examples of words that start with an H and are almost the same in both languages, except for the fact that the H is mute in Spanish. Well, I mean, I'm trying to think of examples. Damn it. Well, you can probably think of examples. I mean, is the H mute in Portuguese, Yannick? Because I don't know. Or is it only mute in Spanish? Because I don't think the H is mute in so many languages, right? I think the H is one of the only letters that it's unique in Spanish. Sometimes it is, I see. Interesting. Yeah, here the only times that the H is not mute is when it's after a C, because it's obviously pronounced as ch, right? Like chore or, you know, chance. Obviously those are worse in English, but basically it's the same rule as in English. Oh shit, Yami actually answered the question. In Guilty Gear, Kai Kisk and Milia Rage. In KOF, Vice. In Soul Calibur, Xianghua. Can make your own judgment. Wait, no. In KOF you can just use Vice, dude. You need to pick 3 characters. Like, what about the other 3? Do you just pick random? That would be pretty funny. The other 2, it's just random, bro. That will be pretty funny. Will Yami do that? I don't know. I can't believe that Champ is so stupidly hard, dude. I mean, that's the worst part. It's not even that hard. So I don't even know why it's costing me so much to do it. I guess it's more nerves than anything else. Doesn't help that this section is so fucked up. Nice. Okay, seems that that's a strategy that can be pretty consistent. Nice. Wait, it's not over. Oh, what the hell, dude? Why are you... I'm so glad that I did that on the first try. Water and orange shoes. Oh well, it's an insta shoes meat, so it's supposed to be like dust that you put water on it to make shoes. Okay, that's cool. That's honestly pretty cool of you. Propellant. You know, I think it's gonna be a good idea to leave this level for the next stream, because I can already see the ass destruction that this is gonna cause. Or maybe not. Nah, who am I fooling? Do you know Tang? Yeah, of course. Tang is really popular here. I used to drink a lot when I was a kid. I don't drink anymore because I prefer either water or, you know, flavored water that is already done, right? So I don't really drink Tang that much, but yeah, I used to. And I know that there are some households that still drink nothing but that. I remember I had a childhood friend that people in every single meal they drink Tang. Like, it's like a ritual to prepare a shoes. Well, a quote unquote shoes made with those little things. That can be healthy. I mean, it's flavored water, dude. It's as healthy as eating sugar is. I think there is a lot of people that really are overestimating how dangerous sugar is for your health. It's not really that dangerous. I mean, it can make you fat if you consume it in excessive quantities, but it's not like you're smoking, right? I mean, it's not like you're injecting shit directly into your lungs. You're just consuming sugar. So so I don't think it's that bad. I mean, I don't know. I'm the kind of person that consumes a lot of sugar, especially in the when I get breakfast, because differently from the USA, over here we have breakfast with sweet things. We don't eat breakfast with shit like fried eggs. Not as unhealthy as smoking is not saying much. I mean, I'm aware of that, but what I'm trying to say is that a lot of people treat sugar as if it was smoking. That's why I'm saying that. That's why I'm making that comparison. A lot of people legitimately think that sugar is as dangerous as smoking a cigarette. Like, no. I mean, if that was the case, I will be close to dying if that was the case, with the amount of sugar that I consume every single day. Not only that, I will be a fat fuck if sugar was that bad for your health that so many people say. And I'm pretty slim. I mean, it's not like I'm a peak athlete body, but I'm definitely far from being a fat ass. So, sugar is disgusting. You are disgusting. Screw you and your hatred for sugar. I will defend sugar until the day I die. Even if sugar is the cause of my death, I will defend it until the day I die. Fuck you, sugar haters. You know, there is something that I remember reading once, that the adverse effect from sugar is something that depends a lot of genetics. Like, if you have a specific genetics, the effects of sugar are not as bad as with other people. So maybe I should have good genetics for sugar, I don't know. I don't know how it works, I'm not a nutritionist, but maybe my genetic code is good enough to withstand large amounts of sugar. I don't know, dude. I mean, I can tell you that at least so far I'm very healthy. If that's gonna change with years, well, we will see. It's impossible to know now. But I can tell you that my parents probably consume way more sugar than I consume, and they are still alive, and they are almost in their 70s. So if my parents are still here with the amount of sugar that they consume every day, and they still don't show any signs of being close to the other world, then that means that it either is not that bad or it really is genetics, because they are probably two of the most healthy people that I know. Well, not that like I know too many old people to compare them with, but you know, they are pretty healthy. So, you know, what I'm trying to say is that I think a lot of people overblown the danger of sugars. It's just you know, I don't know why. Like, and it seems that it was all of a sudden. Like, there was a time where sugar was like, you knew that overdosing on things that have sugar is bad for your health, but nobody was like, you know, sugar is literally a drug, like a lot of people seem to think nowadays. I don't know where all that anti-sugar sentiment came from. I don't know what was the propaganda that made people think that. Because it really seems like it happened one day to another. Like, it happened overnight is what I'm trying to say. I really don't know. Maybe everyone watched a show that I didn't watch that said how bad sugar is. And in that case, well, I guess, but I can tell you by experience that sugar, at least to me, It's not causing any bad effects yet, and it also didn't cause any bad effects on my parents that are almost 70. So, you know. Also, I think I'm really gonna leave this level for another stream because not only it seems hard enough, but, you know, I think it's time to end the stream too, right? But yeah. I really don't know if I will be able to beat this game in the Nets stream, because the thing about this game is that, well, obviously it gets progressively harder, and I really have no clue if one stream is gonna be enough to beat the entirety of the Nets, you know, of the Nets level. Well, the Nets area, right? I hope it is, but you never know. In any case, that's something that we will see on the Nets stream anyway. So, thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the Nets stream with more Bob Was Hungry. But don't worry, Bob will be hungry even on the Nets stream, that's for sure. So have a good one everyone, and take care.